Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we have a new episode and we start of course with this preview. And next we have the unboxing. In the shot you can see some of my sizes in few other brands and models. As you can tell, we don't find anything else in the box. In the shot we can see both of them, and we start with the left foot because we want to check both if the quality is consistent or not. For those that care about cushioning, you should pay attention to this part. I will try to leave a rating for different parts of these sneakers just to let you know better which one I did like it and which one I didn't like it as much. In the shot we can see the external labels that came with these sneakers. I have to say that I did started to search for sneakers that they have better outsoles, because these days these basically are the biggest problems that we all have with them. I mean, they don't last enough. They are pretty, they have great cushioning, but those outsoles, they are so incomplete and they started to be a serious problem for many of us. In the shot we can see the midsole, which is, let's say, generous. It's not the best I've seen, but still it's not as thin as it was with some models that we find in Ultra Boost, for example. Here the stack is a bit better, although they are more rigid midsoles, but at least the stack is good enough. In the back we see this pull tab. Like always, they are a bit too small in Adidas. For some reason they are making it smaller than they should. I find them useless, to be honest, but they are there. Here in the front end we can see that they are reinforced with some rubberized material to give them some structure and help with the durability, because otherwise this upper, as you can tell, is very thin, very transparent, very perforated, so you cannot expect to last very much. For summer days, obviously this is a pro, not a con. When you live in a hot climate, obviously that is a good thing. I personally did like it a bit more, the upper that we can find in Adidas Duramo SL. As you can tell, the midsole is Light Strike, it's not Light Strike Pro, and this one is very firm in comparison with the Pro version. So I'm not very big fan of that, but it's not as bad as you might think because they have enough stack in these sneakers. In the shot we can see the outsole. The only thing I care here is that to have more rubber. That is very important for me. As you can tell, it's very hard these days to escape from having this exposed foam in outsoles, but they are how they are. The thickness of that rubberized outsole is not very much, but not as bad as in other models. In my opinion, they need few millimeters more to be okay with those rubber outsoles, but this is how they are these days. Very hard to find something with 100% rubber outsole and to have a good thickness in that outsole. Here is the reason why I keep saying that I need rubber outsoles instead of exposed foam in those outsoles. Keep in mind that the foam from these midsoles, they are softer than the ones that we are usually seeing in footwear like EVA. This is not the case. This is much softer, and of course it doesn't have the strength of the other one, so this will get perforated very easily if you don't know where you are putting your feet, you know. If you are running at night, those outsoles can be pocketed very easily with basically anything if they have exposed foam. We can see here the insoles. They are very basic in my opinion, thin, and they are not giving me that bounce back like they should. Basically this material, I've seen it in some Tommy Hilfiger sneakers, so those are casual sneakers, they don't have anything to do with running and they still have this material, so you can understand here the analogy. In the shot we can see the footbed. The layer that it covers that footbed, I wouldn't say is very rigid, but under the midsole you can feel it that is rigid. So in comparison with the one that we can find in Ultra Boost models, the Boost foam, well, those, they don't have anything to do with this one. This one is much firmer kind of foam. And because of that reason, as you can tell, they have some perforations under that layer that covers the footbed. This light strike foam really needs these perforations, otherwise they would be way too firm to be comfy while you are running with them. In the shot we can see the padding. I would say it's right on point. I like it with this thickness. Maybe I only wish that the layer that covers that padding, it was a little bit more durable. It doesn't feel very good quality in my opinion. But we have to remember that these sneakers are entry-level sneakers, so don't expect the best that you can find in Adidas in them. Like I said, we checked both of them. Here is the right foot. To be honest, I didn't find any issues with the fabrication. The quality is good enough. No problems here like we've seen in Duramo SL, for example. These ones, they didn't have any issues in that regard. The stitching and the gluing is well made. In the shot we can see again this outsole. Like I said, I didn't find any issues, so here is the same. And yes, I will repeat again, I'm not a very big fan of those exposed spaces without rubber in that outsole. I don't like them, they are not useful for anyone. Your safety is in risk with them, so I don't see any reason to be there. As you can tell, this insole also is very sticky. In this shot, once again we can see the internal label. And here we have the weight test, because I know that many of you cares about this thing. We can see here the values in grams and also ounces. As you can tell, they don't have too much weight, and I wish they were having more weight and better outsoles, in my opinion. And here in the shot we can see the shape of my feet and the size of these insoles. And in this shot I'm trying to explain my problem with these sneakers. As you can tell, the front end is very pointy. For me, they were giving me serious issues, but hopefully this is not a problem for everyone. So I do recommend them to check them before you buy them in a store. Every time you can, obviously. But this time I wouldn't go and just make blind buy with them. In the shot we can see a bit better the upper, the tongue, and even the interior of the sneakers. In this Duramo Speed, I did like it this tongue. I wish more sneakers they will have it this way, although maybe it's slightly a bit too thin and I wish it was just a bit more thicker. Maybe a bit perforated would have been nice, and to be gusseted, of course. Here I'm trying to show you how thick is this midsole, so I'm using my fingers as a reference. The rigidity of this outsole was good enough, so for these sneakers I don't complain. As you can tell, eventually this water, it goes inside, but it will take some time. On the tongue, being a different material, it was much quicker, this process. In the shot we can see a bit better where exactly that internal midsole starts. The rest of it obviously is just in the exterior. In the shot we can see the size of the insole and also the outsole, and you can check this if you want in other sneakers too, because I do it recently in all my videos. And finally we have some on-feet shots. Here we can see the kind of arch that I have and the shape of my feet for those that care about this thing. With these sneakers, the opening is big enough. I didn't have any issues to take them on my feet, but I wish that the pull tab from the back, it was actually bigger to be useful, you know. After only few seconds with them on my feet, I quickly realized that they are too pointy for my kind of feet. I don't know if this is happening for everyone or only I had this bad luck. I don't have wide feet, but still they give me problems. I feel that they are squeezing my toes inside, and it's not about the toe box, because in the toe box I have plenty of space, but they are too pointy. The front end doesn't make sense. It looks like an arrow. Our feet, they are not this way. That's why I recommend to check them in a store. The cushioning in them is there, it's firm, but it's there, you can feel it. So the stack, it does make more sense to be here. And of course, before I forget, In these sneakers I didn't find any reflective materials, and I wish they were there because they are running sneakers. You can go outside with them at night, during the day, but I wish they were having that reflective materials. I really feel bad for these sneakers because otherwise they weren't bad at all. I like them the way they are, but that front end, it doesn't make sense. The designers, they cannot afford to do these mistakes. They have to try them on more people and find the right proportions for these sneakers before releasing them to the public. So in comparison with Duramo SL, those are better than these ones, at least for me. And in comparison with Ultra Bounce, the same. Those are better than these ones, just because they give me that issues with the front end. About the stability is good enough in my opinion. Most of the Adidas, they don't have this problem, so I like them this way. Having both of them on my feet at the same time is a huge difference in between them, and those Duramo SL, they are my first choice. They have the comfort, they have the cushioning. I see them better made than these ones, this speed. With Duramo SL, just be careful to pick a good pair and not find issues with the outsole, because I did see some issues with those. If you didn't see that episode, just go back one episode and you'll see it. I guess this is why we have to check these sneakers before buy them, because you can never expect where a pair is good or bad. The green ones, they are cheaper and they are still better made than these ones that are a bit more expensive. So I wouldn't expect that when I was choosing them for the channel. I thought that gray pair, it will be a good pair, you know, something that I will like it. I didn't expect to have these issues in the front end with them. So quickly, pros and cons. For me, those Duramo Speed are pretty good made, but I don't like the front end, obviously. That is the con with them. And also maybe that upper, I didn't like it very much because it's too transparent, basically. For colder areas, I don't see how you can wear them. You'll really feel cold with those in your feet. I mean, they are so exposed to the elements, you know. The stability is good enough in both of them, so no complaints there. Here we have a quick look with this Boston 12. We're gonna see them in the next episode, so don't miss it. I will end here this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because it's so important for me. Have a nice day and please take care of you.